I'm here at the Stratton Mountain parking lot, and I'm going to head down Forest Road 384, and here's the beautiful Deerfield River. I want to hike down to and cross over Brook, and then kind of figure out a trail down to the reservoir, and then come back along this branch at East Deerfield. So here's the AT long trail, and you can go up the road farther, and you can intercept 384, but this is going to get us there, and the trail's probably less muddy. So this is pretty interesting. This is the gigantic pile of sawdust, and this is from going back to the 1800s. There was a mill right across the Deerfield River. This was called the Grout job site. And there's the river. Can we see the river? Yeah, it's just a little ways in the distance there. And this is the sawdust they produced. There's a couple of these in the southern Green Mountains. And here's the beautiful branch of the Deerfield River, the East Branch. Okay, back to the trail. So this is an interesting brook. I don't really hike down this trail too often, and I don't remember this brook, but it's in between the East Branch of the Deerfield and the in Brook, which is quite substantial. So I have to look on the maps. It's probably an unnamed brook, but very nice. But it's gonna shortly head down into the Deerfield. This is what's nice about hiking this time of year. There's no leaves on the trees yet, but there's a great view right there. That's not Stratton. That's what's called Little Stratton. The actual summit's beyond that, and it's in the clouds. Clouds are probably about 3,000 feet today only. But the disadvantage is a little muddier, but you can really see far without the leaves on the trees. So I just hiked down again to the East Branch of the Deerfield here, and I didn't realize this trail came so close to it. It's a beautiful stretch of river here. A lot of good campsites. Don't know how the fishing is, but yeah, so we got to get away from this and go in a different direction, but this is really nice. So here's a little gentle brook, and in between the big brooks, and there's some water coming right out of the mountain. And besides the big brooks, there's all these little brooks, and they have something to say. It's just not as loud as the big brooks. Certainly plenty of water at this time of the year. Okay, so here is the intersection now, and this is Forest Road 384, and you can see it's more of a road than a trail here, and there it is going back. Pretty muddy. Glad I came this way. Anyways, had great views of the river, but a short distance up ahead, and there's one of my marks from a previous hike. But this is the AT Long Trail right here, and it's just going over a section of 384. But this road, along with Forest Road 383, were on the Stratton town map of 1869 as roads. And at the end of this road, the way we're going to go down, not continue on the trail, but the end of this road is the location of a mill, and one of the rock walls is still there. So we'll check that out on the way down. Same thing with 383. There's a couple mills. There's a grout job mill at the beginning, and so there's the AT going off to the right there. And there was also 2 chair mills farther down on the on 383 along the east branch of the Deerfield. So now we're still on this road from the 1869 map, and this is going to lead us down to that mill, and it's got a lot of trees down across it, and it's all right for hiking, but skiing in winter, I came down here and the trees were a pain in the neck to cross. So here's a good example, you know, trees down. And there's a whole bunch of them in this section. Looks like somebody come in here and cut that. Huh, interesting. Oh boy. Well, here's a good example, you know, a lot of trees down across it. So we're close to that beautiful wetlands right near Black Brook, and here's another mark here on this tree, and you can follow that trail back to the east branch of the Deerfield too. Oh, nice, sun's coming out, beautiful. Thinking this must have been a log marshalling yard maybe, or something around here, or camp, logging camp. I'm thinking if you stick around this wetlands for a day or so, you're gonna see a moose or two. It's a real pretty wetlands here. Yeah, there's a couple of lodges over there, and they got a big dam down there to the left. But this looks like a place a moose would hang out, eat some weeds, get the bugs off them. Very nice. So here's Black Brook, and you can see that this road continues on the other side. And I don't know if I'm going to try to skip across. I got my water shoes, The level's really not that high. Probably just go with the water shoes and change on the other side. But you can see the road continues on the other side. There's the beautiful Black Brook heading down. This is probably the hardest part about bushwhacking, when you run into these thick layers of pines, spruce, fir, and they're growing right next to each other. But what I'm trying to get down to see here is the beaver dam on that wetlands, and it's a really good beaver dam. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's Stratton, a little Stratton in the background there. There's the Beaver Dam, and there up top are the two lodges. Here's a really thick patch. I guess we'll get through, but oh yeah, I see the trail out there. Ouch. Whew. Oh, there's some beaver activity. So here's the site of that old mill, and I forgot the guy who had the mill. It's on that map, and you can easily find it on the internet. But at this point, there was a dam and a mill, and I think they made chairs and other items. And the only thing left is this wall. Pretty nice area. Look, like these would be good bathtub types swimming holes. Yeah, there's a nice little pool there. Come up here a hot day in summer, perfect. So no easy way across this. I go into the water shoes. Oh man, is it cold. And I was thinking about trying to skip over, but rocks look slippery. Take one shitter and that's it. So this is the safest way. Oh man, that was cold water. So here's that road on the other side, which I think we can follow downstream to the reservoir. It doesn't run right along the river though. It runs a little bit away from it. Well, it looks a little rough. Don't think anyone's been hiking through here too much. Okay, I think this is it up here. Yep. Okay, well, it's something resembling a road. And we look good on the GPS, so. Oh, look at, there's moose tracks. See them right there? Oh yeah, a couple big ones right there. Yeah. This would be a good place to leave a trail cam, I would imagine. Oh, there's some old moose poop. Well, maybe we'll be lucky today. I usually just hike up in the water shoes for a way and let them dry out, if it's possible. And this is certainly possible, yeah. Good moose tracks. Look fresh. This looks like it could be a wildlife highway here. Well, that's on my agenda. I'll add that to my things to do this summer. Set the trail cam down here for a week. So this is the tough part about trying to follow these roads. You know, you're on it, it's a road, and then it's like, is this a road? Did I get lost? You have these thick trees, and then, oh, hey, there's the road again. I guess the brook can be our guide for a while anyways. But the map shows it going up to the right. So we're not going to stay along this brook for long. here's that road we're on, and it has gotten away from the brook, and it looks good. Gonna get some good mileage in here. I'll tell you another great thing about today, hiking this time of year. No bugs yet. It's been really cold. It was down in mid-30s last night. And look at this, here's a mark on a tree, blue mark. Wonder if this was a trail at some time. Have to keep my eye open for that. But some sections, yes, like this is tough to follow right here. If this is the road, it's really grown in. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to follow this over to these wetlands in the Smith Woods. And out of those wetlands is a brook flowing down into the Somerset Reservoir. And it flows in there a little after the Deerfield River enters. If you go up across the Deerfield River there, go into the woods, in a short distance you're going to pass this brook. So that's the brook I'm looking for, and that's going to be my way to go down to the reservoir. Yeah, great day to be in the woods here without the bugs. Temperature, I don't know if it's 50, maybe 50, no, 40s. But yeah, perfect for hiking. And you can see here now, this is obviously a road. So we're on the right track here. Pretty wet road, but so this is that brook, and it's pretty good. It's pretty sizable, and that brook is coming out of those wetlands in the Smith Woods, and this is going to go down to just into the Somerset Reservoir after the East Branch dumps in, about a half mile down. And the trail doesn't go right along the brook, unfortunately, but I think what I'm going to do is just bushwhack around along the brook. It looks a little thick, but maybe more interesting. It's not that far. It's maybe a mile or so down, so you never know. You find nice sections of the brook, nice swimming holes, camping spots. This is how you find them. Whoa. Well, I think this is what I'm talking about. Like, this would be a nice camping spot right here, obviously. Wow, tons of wood, firewood, nice place to put the tent, right on the brook. Got your water. Not too shabby, huh? Very nice area right here. You have a group camping down here. So I just crossed that nice little brook. I don't know if there's a name for this or not, but right on the other side there's another road here. I don't know if it's on the GPS or not, but I can't be far from the reservoir now. So I'm going to follow it down. Now I'd be on the south side of the brook, but looks good. So here we must be intersecting an old trail, and you can see there on the other side there's an old dilapidated bridge. You can see the trail on the other side. Interesting. I guess I'm gonna have to sit down now with the GPS and see what's going on. Well, after consulting the GPS, this little bridge here is the old long trail. I think now they call this the West Branch Trail. But if we went that way, we would go out to that really cool campsite secret campsite on the reservoir. And if we go this way, we're going to go back where the Deerfield River intercepts the reservoir. And so this brook here is on its way down to the reservoir. It's only a short distance that way, but it's very hard to hike along the shore. We're just going to cross over here and we'll head out and get up near the Deerfield. And there we're like 2.2 miles from home. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to stop to have lunch here on this great area of the where the Deerfield enters the reservoir. And on this stretch right here, in a short distance, we can see some old puncheon. It's all turning back into the forest, but you could tell this was a trail, and it's in the history of Stratton. It's in that book. There's a map that shows the long trail. Before it went over Glastonbury, this was it, and it crosses the Deerfield here. I think it was here until around 1920, and then they went over the Glastonbury Ridge there. They switched. But that was a shorter total hike than I thought. In that trail, when you cross Black Brook, big stretches were really nice. Could you make it skiable? Yes. You need to do a little work, but it's certainly possible. So here's one of those sections I was telling you about with the old puncheon to go across the wet area. See here, it's all beaten up, but this was a long trail crossing about 100 years ago. So this is where we cross the Deerfield as it comes into the reservoir, and it looks like the level is pretty high. Definitely got to do the water shoes here. Holy cow! Yikes! That looks like 3-4 feet deep. That's gonna be interesting. Maybe I'll hike up a little where it's a little more shallow. But here's a great spot to eat lunch right there. And I don't know, 50% clouds, sun every now and then, so this would be a good place to stop and eat. And there used to be a bridge across here, if you could imagine, these big rocks down here and the rocks on the other side. And farther down that trail was another mill that did chairs and lumber and things. And the guy brought it up this road here, 383, up to the Stratton Arlington Road. Yeah, great area. I've seen otters in here before. Today, a lot of footprints, and there's the very northern end of the reservoir, just before it opens up. Some good camp spots down there. It's good swimming here when it's warm. Okay, so I'm going to bushwhack up on the west side of the East Branch of the Deerfield and intercept Black Brook and kind of head back, get on Forest Road 384 somehow. And this is a great little hike here. Here's a beautiful river down below, and it's actually starting. We're having a little drizzle. Had sun, had clouds, now we got a little rain. It's only supposed to be brief showers, so I don't know. I might put on my raincoat. I have to think about that. Yeah, so I did go to the rain park and I don't know, we're at 2,200 feet or so. And what's coming down is a little hail and a little rain. So here's the west bank of the east branch of the Deerfield. We're in the woods there for a while. Oops, there's a bunch of bear turd, and we're hiking up along the east branch of the Deerfield on the west side. And what we're going to do is intercept Black Brook, follow that back up towards 384 back to the car. It's a great section of trail here. So here's that section they're logging across the way. Pretty ugly. So here's a little brook. It's coming out of that Smith Woods wetlands. Not nearly as big as that brook I followed down, but there's a bunch of these. And I guess if you look at the Connecticut River and you add up 1 million of these, no, maybe not 1 million, maybe 100,000 of these. And there's the flow of the river. It's heading down to the East Branch right there. So here's a stretch of the Deerfield, East Branch of the Deerfield, and there's a cross. They're doing that ugly logging, tearing the trees down right at the river. Apparently it's legal. So ugly. Won't be hiking there much this summer on that side. So I'm on the west side of Black Brook now. I'm moving away from the Deerfield, and I'm going to try to get back up to where I started from by following this upstream. And if everything goes right, I should hit that road where I crossed the brook the first time. So we're here back at Black Brook, near that beaver area back over there. And there's the road across. That's where we went across a while ago. And we then followed some old logging roads down. Raining pretty good now. I don't see any blue clouds in the distance. So only got about a mile to go, so it's a gentle rain.